Alright, real quick tutorial on flu shot. I'm not going to claim originality on this move because I'm sure someone else has thought of this. It's just a pressure shot, essentially like that, but it's something that I technically independently created. For all I know, it might be published in some magic book that I have no idea about. But the technique of it is really quite simple, and it gets in a position really nicely from just a flicker. So I find myself, when just casually doing combos, that this move just happens to hit. And for layman, this move really works. It's really minimal, but it creates that really nice like zipping, snapping kind of motion, which I guess they really like. So the way it works is you get any single card that you want and you hold it in this grip, meaning on the center line of the card, your thumb being here and your middle finger being on the other side. Don't worry too much about exactly where your fingers are. That's something that you're gonna get just off of preference over time. Now, because you're holding the card in place, if I push on this corner with my index finger, which by the way, if you can't reach this edge with your index finger, then you know you have to change something with your grip down here. But anyways, because I'm holding it like this, my index finger pushing can't move the card, right? It's being held in place. But it can apply tension to that card ever so slowly. And then when I release those fingers and push my index finger through, the card is gonna fly. You don't wanna just push all at once because then it's gonna feel kind of weak. What you wanna do is have a slight like building of pressure and then like a quick release of that pressure. So slow build and then I release. And you'll notice that my index finger follows all the way through and it points towards the deck. And the way I get into it from flicker is after I do a flicker and get back into this position, just holding it with my index in my thumb, I just take over it with my middle finger and then my index finger is right here, and here we are, we're in the position. In terms of catching it, what I first recommend trying is a charlier because it creates a nice backboard for the card to hit. And what happens is because you're pushing from this corner, the card tends to turn like that, right? So it's gonna turn 90 degrees and then land like this. And any slight imperfection is gonna be fixed by the backboard. So you can actually leave it open and then just shoot it in there and see what it does to that card. But eventually you're gonna, of course, close it and it's gonna make it square up a little bit nicer. Another thing I've been trying recently is to catch it with an angel. If you know the move is just to lift up a card like this with your finger. Shooting it into there is, I think, a little bit more visually appealing because if you do a charlier, there's a pretty big action that's happening here. Even like closing your charlier is a pretty like large action with a lot of cards. But to catch something in a movement that minimal is a lot cooler. It's a lot like the big action of the move then becomes the shot, right? That's like the majority of what the eye sees. Versus if you're doing the charlier, like you have to track this and you're also tracking the falling of this packet, so it feels a little bit less impactful when it's done like that. One downside is it's a little bit harder to get it distinguishably clean because there's no like backboard or anything like that with an angel. You just have a card floating there. So that's up to preference, and there's a bunch of other ways to catch this. It's a shot, so you can pretty much catch it in anything if you wanted to. Like can I think of something right now? Bracket cut. So yeah, go ahead and practice this shot. There's not a lot of clear rules on what to do with it, but this is just an idea and something that you can incorporate to combos, maybe to full-on moves. It's just a really fun thing to practice, and once you get it down, it does feel quite nice.